What is up, YouTube? In this video, we will be reacting to the Seattle Seahawks aren't who you think they are in 2025. Um, if you don't know, I'm a big Seahawks fan. If you're a big Seahawks fan, you should subscribe. I mean, like, what are you doing? I'm gonna be watching Seahawks videos like at least 3 times a week, and then when the season actually starts, we're gonna be reacting to every single game, watching film, seeing how the team's looking, and all that. I personally think they're contenders, but I'm probably one of the only ones out there that think that. But yeah, let's get into the video.
Nobody expected the Seattle Seahawks to make headlines this early in training camp, but ESPN just dropped a bombshell that's got fans questioning everything. Their projected starting lineup for Week 1 isn't just surprising, it flips the script on what we thought this team would look like in 2025. From a quarterback choice that seemed unlikely a year ago, to a receiving core that includes a former rival star, this isn't your typical preseason projection. And the most shocking part? Some of the Seahawks' biggest names are nowhere near the top of the depth chart. Let's start with the name that grabbed everyone's attention, Sam Darnold. ESPN didn't hesitate. They locked him in as QB1, and head coach Mike Macdonald backed it up without blinking.
Okay.
No competition, no controversy. This is Darnold's team now. And while some fans are still clinging to the idea of Drew Lock or even Jalen Milroe making a push, the reality is much simpler. Seattle didn't just hand
The only reason any of those players play this year is if Sam Darnold looks like complete garbage, but hopefully that doesn't happen.
Darnold the job, they built their entire offense around him. That tells you everything about how confident they are in his breakout campaign from Minnesota carrying over. But that's only the beginning of what makes this depth chart so wild. The surprise doesn't stop at quarterback. ESPN went all in on a 2 running back system, a reshaped receiving trio, and a tight end decision that's already sparking debate. Every pick has a ripple effect. Every name carries weight. But what fans can't stop talking about is who made the cut in the backfield, and why this new combo might be the most unpredictable weapon Seattle has used in years. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Seahawks and all the NFL content. Can we get 500 likes on this video? The decision is final, and the message from Seattle is loud and clear. Sam Darnold isn't here to compete. He's here to lead. ESPN didn't just list him as the starter, they treated it like common knowledge. And Mike Macdonald echoed that confidence, shutting down any speculation before it could even start. Darnold is not sharing the spot.
All right, sorry for that. My dog is acting very real weird right now. We should be good now.
Spotlight. Not with Drew Lock, not with Jalen Milroe. This job isn't up for grabs, it's already his. And that says everything about how much this team believes he's the right man to carry them into one of the toughest divisions in football. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Darnold didn't just show up with a clean slate. He walked in with momentum. Fresh off a 35-touchdown season in Minnesota, a Pro Bowl.
I wouldn't say momentum. He had a good year last year, but those last 2 games, if anything, he's going downhill right now. But hey, hopefully those last 2 games were just a fluke or something. I don't know.
Nod, and the NFL's Most Improved Player award, Darnold arrives in Seattle at the highest point of his career. And unlike his time with the Jets or Panthers, he's no longer trying to prove he belongs. He's trying to prove he can win. The Seahawks handed him a 3-year deal worth over $100 million, but with a key detail: they can walk away after 1 season. That contract alone raises the stakes. It's a 1-year audition disguised as a long-term commitment. And behind him, the story shifts to a pair of names that aren't going away. Drew Lock has played well enough to keep fans curious, and Jalen Milroe is turning heads with his athleticism. But they're not threatening Darnold's job. Not yet. Milroe in particular is a project, but a developmental piece with future upside. Seattle might find a package for him this season, but make no mistake, this isn't a 3-man race. It's a 1-man runway, and Darnold's already in motion. The only question now is whether the ground game behind him can carry this offense to another level. That's where things get even more unpredictable. Seattle isn't choosing between Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, because they don't need to. ESPN's projected starting lineup confirms what insiders have been seeing all offseason. This is a fully balanced backfield. not a lead runner and a substitute.
As much as I think Kenneth Walker is like 10 times better than Zach Charbonnet, I agree with this because Kenneth Walker can't stay healthy to save his life. So much needed. Take some of the wear and tear off of him.
Not a pace change. It's an equal pairing built on rhythm, versatility, and relentless physicality. When both are healthy, few teams can match their combo. Charbonnet brings the power, Walker delivers the burst, and together they constantly force defenses to stay honest. The biggest advantage? Seattle doesn't need to run either player into the ground. They've seen what happens when they do. Kenneth Walker has already dealt with nagging injuries in past seasons, and while Zach Charbonnet stayed more durable in his rookie year, even he's better in a managed role. But together, they form a backfield with no off-switch. One can wear down defenders, the other can break the game open. And with Clint Kubiak calling plays, expect a system designed to make the most of both. The plan isn't to feature one, it's to ride the hot hand, stay unpredictable, and make defenses guess wrong all game long. And this is where the strategy starts to evolve. By using two backs instead of one, Seattle creates problems before the snap even happens. Defenses can't key in. Personnel packages stay the same, but the play calls don't. That flexibility will open up the rest of the offense in ways fans haven't seen before. And as teams try to adjust to this backfield combo, they'll be facing an even bigger problem, a revamped receiving group with one clear focal point. And that brings us to the next big shock from ESPN's lineup: how the Seahawks are planning to feed their new WR1. JSN, now
Okay, hold up.
entering his third NFL season, has officially overtaken the WR1 role, and the Seahawks are
I thought you was talking about Cooper Kupp for a minute. I was about to say.
ready to build their air attack around him. It's his route running, his hands, and his consistency that earned him this spot. And the plan is simple: flood him with targets, let him create separation, and turn short gains into big moments. But the bigger surprise is who's lining up alongside him. Cooper Kupp, the veteran former Rams star, has been plugged in as the WR2, not as the primary threat, but as a tactical weapon to support JSN. At 31 years old, Kupp is no longer expected to put up record-breaking numbers like he did in 2021. Instead, his role is to dominate in the short game, convert critical downs, and serve as a reliable security blanket for Sam Darnold. This is about smart usage. Seattle knows exactly what they want from Kupp, and if he stays healthy, his timing and IQ could be the difference in close games. And don't overlook the vertical threat that rounds out the trio. Marquez Valdes-Scantling gives Seattle something it didn't have last year: real speed on the perimeter. He's not here to take over games.
What?
Don't overlook the vertical threat that rounds out the trio. Marquez Valdes-Scantling gives Seattle something it didn't have last year: real speed on the perimeter.
Automatically lost all respect for this video. Marquez Valen, oh, however you say his name, he's not faster than DK. Even if he is, it's not by a lot, and we did have speed on the perimeter. So, yeah.
He's not here to take over games. He's here to stretch the field, demand safety help, and open space for JSN and Kupp to work underneath. With his balance of youth, experience, and explosiveness, Seattle's receiving group looks nothing like it did last season. But the real drama is just one position over: tight end. And that's where ESPN's projection just sparked the most controversial debate of training camp. One name stood out the moment ESPN revealed their starting offense: A.J. Barner. The former Indiana and Michigan tight end. ESPN revealed their starting offense: A.J. Barner. One name stood out the moment ESPN revealed their starting offense: A.J. Barner. The former Indiana and Michigan tight end is now listed as Seattle's TE1, edging out second-year playmaker Elijah Arroyo. And that's where the real surprise hit. Barner is known for his blocking. He's physical, reliable, and brings toughness to the line. But Arroyo, who flashed as a dynamic pass catcher in college and throughout last year's practice reps, was widely seen as the more complete offensive weapon. Why is
he talking like Elijah Arroyo was in the league last year? He got drafted this year, buddy.
Was widely seen as the more complete offensive weapon. This isn't a knock on Barner, it's a battle of philosophy. Do you want safety and protection, or explosiveness in the passing game? For now, ESPN says Seattle is siding with the former. Barner gets the nod because he adds bulk to the trenches. with Clint Kubiak's system relying heavily on play action and zone runs, having a tight end who can anchor the edge matters. But don't count Arroyo out. He's still developing, still building chemistry with Darnold, and still a strong candidate to overtake the job before Week 1. Seattle might even rotate both, using Varner in heavy sets and Arroyo in spread looks. Either way, this battle isn't finished, and every snap in training camp is turning it.
Like, we still have Noah Fant, don't we? Hold up. Yeah, we still have Noah Fant. Like, what is
into one of the most closely watched position fights on the roster. Meanwhile, on the offensive line, there's a different kind of pressure. The left side is set, Charles Cross returns at left tackle, and rookie Gray Zabel, fresh out of North Dakota State.
If you don't know, Charles Cross is going under, I think it was finger surgery, but they were saying he should be back for Week 1. He better be.
Is slotted at left guard. Zabel isn't just filling a hole, he's expected to elevate this unit. At center, Olu Oluwatimi is back, and ESPN gives the right guard spot to Anthony Bradford. Abraham Lucas locks down right tackle when healthy, but that's the key, if healthy. With 3 young starters and 2 still trying to prove consistency, this line has the most to gain or lose. And the moment Seattle shifts to defense, we find out why that side of the ball is drawing more confidence than ever before. The Seattle Seahawks have quietly turned their former weakness, the defensive line, into a major strength, with ESPN now calling it the best unit on the roster. Leonard Williams leads the charge after posting 11 sacks last season, while Jarran Reed brings consistency, and Byron Murphy, entering his second year, is primed for a breakout after flashing serious potential when healthy. Depth comes from veteran Jonathan Hankins, giving Seattle a front that can stop the run and disrupt quarterbacks. On the edge, Uchenna Nwosu's projected return stirs debate, especially with DeMarcus Lawrence and second-year Derek Hall pushing hard in camp, while Boye Mafe remains a trusted starter. With talent and competition across the board, Seattle's defensive front is now a game-changing weapon heading into 2025. So now the question flips to you, how would you rank Seattle's lineup? Is ESPN underrating this group? Are they missing the bigger picture? Drop your ranking in the comments and tell us who your breakout Seahawk is for 2025. And if you're ready for the league to stop sleeping on Seattle, make sure to like this video and subscribe. The best might still be coming. If
you're still watching, do what he said. Comment who you think the breakout player of the year is going to be for Seattle. Me personally, I'm gonna say Byron Murphy. I know I might be still in the breakout player that, if you watch the video I uploaded yesterday, he said Byron Murphy, but I think it's Byron Murphy. So yeah, comment who you think it is, and thank you for watching. Stay blessed. Deuce.
I can give you my love. Let me show you what it's like to live this lifestyle. Love is a drug, I don't even want to take it now. Come be with me, I'ma show you how to hold it down. Back against the wall, now they say that I ain't fake now. You steady fussing, finna settle this shit right now. Bet you so pretty when you all up in that nightgown. We hit the room, now you know they hit the lights out. I'm in so deep, yeah, you say don't even